North Korea wants the world to see this as its Waikiki, miles of white sand, brand new hotels, but one big difference, it's nearly empty. So far, no Western or Chinese tourists are allowed here, just a handful of Russians, including Daria Zhukova and her friend.
There were no other foreigners apart from us. 15 people, she says.
They were in the first group of foreigners allowed to visit the Wonsan Kalma Beach Resort on North Korea's east coast. Strict COVID rules still apply. North Korea, always isolated, has yet to truly reopen. Daria says they basically had the whole place to themselves. The resort is divided into domestic and international zones. Russian tourists are not allowed to mingle with everyday North Koreans, essentially keeping the foreigners in a bubble. The only North Koreans they met were staff, always close by, always watching. And in the capital, Pyongyang, a growing consumer culture with a North Korean twist. A posh cafe serving $8 mochas, the layout and logo just like Starbucks Reserve. A furniture store staged almost like Ikea, with nearly identical products.
It doesn't get more American than French fries and milkshakes.
I remember eating at a fast food place in Pyongyang, the packaging a lot like McDonald's, minus the golden arch. I also visited their version of the Apple Store, smartphones selling for hundreds of dollars.
People wouldn't expect to see this kind of thing here in North Korea. 1, 2, 3.
Of course, most North Koreans don't live like the privileged class in the capital and along the coast.
Hey, that's pretty good.
Swedish visitor Johan Nylander and his son ran in this year's Pyongyang Marathon, the only time Western tourists were allowed in the capital since COVID.
Were you surprised to see all of that, given how isolated North Korea has been?
Oh man, when you go to North Korea, you will be surprised by so many things. I was surprised by the amount of Western brands, that mobile phones are everywhere.
He says these days, mobile payments with QR codes are standard in a nation cut off from international banking. North Korean leader Kim Jong Un wants his country to appear world-class, open for business. But for almost all outsiders, the doors remain bolted shut.
North Korea's Kim Jong Un is unveiling a new beach resort for up to 20,000 people. But who is going to visit? You can see Kim here cutting the ribbon himself. Fireworks, high-rise hotels, a giant seaside celebration. This is a huge contrast to the military parades and reports of human rights abuses made by North Korean defectors and international human rights groups for decades. So let's talk about the larger picture of what's going on here. This could be one of the most secretive countries on earth making a big foray into tourism. In fact, Kim has indicated that himself in this grand opening speech. As far as we know, beginning July 1st, this is only open to North Koreans. But Russia's ambassador was at the ceremony, and Russian tourists were the first international visitors allowed into North Korea after COVID. So we're watching to see, especially as train service between Moscow and Pyongyang just started again, could the next stop on a Russia to North Korean itinerary be this beach?
Kim Jong-un's yacht glides ashore on North Korea's eastern coast. The Wonsan Kalma Coastal Tourist Zone. Miles of white sand beaches, water sports, luxury villas, 1,500 hotel rooms. Wonsan was known as the ruling Kim family's favorite summer retreat, and one of North Korea's most active military testing grounds.
Well, they have great beaches. You see that whenever they're exploding their cannons into the ocean. And I explained, I said, instead of doing that, you could have the best hotels in the world right there.
President Donald Trump once pitched U.S. investment in Wonsan,
where the doors of opportunity are ready to be opened. Investment from around the world. One moment, one choice.
Today, 7 years later, Kim beat Trump to the punch, building it on his own. The resort features grand hotels with luxurious amenities, even international-grade summit halls, a soft power backdrop, perhaps setting the stage for diplomacy. Kim did bring the Russian ambassador for the grand opening. These days, Pyongyang reportedly won't even accept Trump's letters at the United Nations. Kim's wife, Ri Sol-ju, made her first state media appearance in more than a year, often walking several steps behind her husband and their teenage daughter, believed to be Kim Ju-ae. She often appears alongside her father at official events, fueling speculation she's being groomed as a possible successor. Kim personally inspected the Wonsan project at least 6 times, including once when I was there reporting for CNN.
On the ground here in North Korea, now they're building a beachfront resort that North Korean leader Kim Jong Un came here to Wonsan to inspect just yesterday. Whoa. How have things improved under Kim Jong Un?
Every day we see changes, he told me, like new construction. The new resort includes a massive water park and a surf machine generating artificial waves, and this very real wipeout. Even grannies firing pistols on horseback. This retiree says she was moved to tears thinking about how their leader has given them such amazing benefits, even as much of the country still struggles with food shortages, medical care, and electricity. Now, North Korea celebrates a resort. Kim built it without Trump, without aid, without compromise, and with every single one of his nuclear weapons still intact. They built it, but who will come? Aside from locals, only Russian tour groups can visit the beach resort. No Westerners, certainly. Not even Chinese tourists, at least for now. It may be quite some time, actually, before North Korea even comes close to filling those dozens of brand new hotels designed to accommodate up to 20,000 people.